Top of the morning, everybody. Welcome to Cowboys, Trailers, and Ranches. I'm Jimbo, and today we are in Fredericksburg, Texas, and I have as a special guest and co-host Ms. Donna Mitchell.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
This is awesome. So, Fredericksburg, Texas, wine country. We've talked about this before, but this store, Yeehaw Ranch, not only is it my favorite store, it's probably the coolest little store in the hill country. And now, behind us, shockaroo that I'm at a bar, I'm at a saloon, but now they have Yeehaw Saloon. So now you go in, you shop at the Western store, come over here for a drink, or vice versa.
Yes, you can take the drink down and shop.
And you're in the bar business.
That's right. Not that I wanted to be, but I'm here.
So how's that going?
It's going pretty good. We have... during the week, it's a little slow. And people trickle in and out, but starting to pick up. Weekend, we have live music on Saturdays.
Right on.
From like 2 to 6 or 1 to 5, and then 5 to 8 inside. So it's a nice place with a great dance floor.
It's beautiful, beautiful. So this used to be Bingham Vineyards Wineries, right? Sorry.
No plugs for them. Okay.
Oops, I should have just said, this used to be a tasting room. Let's just leave it.
It was a winery before. You leased it to them. Yes.
It's kind of a dirty word.
They're gone.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. But beautiful. I mean, beautiful. So if you haven't been to the Western store, it is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, seriously, it's probably one of the nicest designs I've seen in a Western store. And this was your design or Russell's, your husband?
Both of us.
Both of you guys. I'm telling you, if you haven't been, you got to go. Because it's awesome, and now you got a reason to drink and dance. So you got,
and it's not just a Western store. We opened our furniture store as well.
That's right.
So it's everything to outfit you and your home with a Western flair.
Everything Western,
yes.
Kind of like our podcast. Keep it Western.
That's right.
What we say, so
that's right.
Anyway, so what's trending? What's trending right now in the Western wear industry?
Oh, it's not the traditional.
It's not?
It's not.
See, I thought we were going back a little traditional.
I was hoping the hats are going traditional, but
hat business is good.
Hat business is good. We have a custom hat bar, so you can get a hat. We can do branding. We do custom burning on it. You can have your own brand put on it.
You guys started doing that now, like the old Charlie One Horse brand?
Ours are much better. Come on now. No comparison.
Sorry, I was referring to Charlie.
No comparison. No. My hat girl is an art major.
Wow.
So she does freehand burning. Any picture you want on it. Oh, you should see some of the work she's done.
That's awesome.
Check out our website to see it. Or probably more on our Facebook or Instagram. And then...
Hint.
That's right. Follow us, please.
Plug.
But, so we do that. And then, or anything else that we have in cowhide that you want branded, we can brand. So we did an apron not too long ago. We have cowhide aprons, branded the guy's brand in it. It was awesome. Brought us brand in.
Wow.
Yeah, just fun things like that. And then people bring their brand in and she hand burns it in the back of the hat.
Hats are a big deal.
Hats are a big deal. Boots are still a big deal. We carry Anderson Bean, well, the whole family. Rios, Anderson Bean, Horsepower, Top Hand, Mesa Bean.
Some of my favorite.
Yeah. And a lot of Native American jewelry still real big in the Western business. So, yeah.
So what you got? I mean, like, if you had to say one brand that consistently is your go-to, what is it right now?
As far as, let's see.
Anything. Wrangler, Cinch. I mean, a brand. Is there a certain brand that does better in Fredericksburg, Texas than it would maybe somewhere else?
We do a lot of Cinch and a lot of rock and roll.
Yes.
Lots of it.
Cinch.
Yeehaw!
kind of a fan.
We do a lot of Cinch. And now they've ventured out more into like the fishing shirt kind of thing. They're Arena Flex.
Getting Hawaiian shirts and the beach shirts.
Yes, Rock and Roll did that a lot this year.
Did they?
A lot of Hawaiian prints.
I know Cinch is getting big in it, big time.
Yes.
Big time.
And then Aztec was real big, kind of slowed down.
Aztec's coming back. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Remember that in the 80s?
Yes. And then what were they? The border shirts, the ones with the border thing. You can still get those through Rock and Roll. I don't order them.
I saw that the other day. I'm like, Brooks and Dunn are bringing
Yes.
that back. Remember that? Remember
Yes, Brooks and Dunn and the Garth Brooks shirt. Remember, everybody had, had to have the one with the flames.
Yes,
I'm aging myself.
So, hey, so this is one shirt that I wish they'd bring back, and you're seeing it on a lot of vintage websites. Remember the old brush poppers?
Yes.
Yes. My all-time
Those
favorite.
were great shirts.
Oh,
They were
my
great
all-time
shirts. They
favorite.
starched up nice.
Oh. So
My
why
ex
don't you
used to wear them, yeah.
once you put a bug into Wrangler's ear
I don't sell Wrangler.
with all you, huh?
I don't
Well, I
sell
thought you
Wrangler.
did.
No, I don't sell Wrangler
Wow.
or area.
Okay.
So, nah.
Oh, never mind.
Cinch,
Forget
rock
it.
and roll.
Forget it. See, guys, yeah, brush
Yep.
popper, cinch, bring the brush popper back.
There you go.
All right, so why don't you tell everybody kind of where you grew up, what's your background, what brought you to Fredericksburg, Texas?
Let's see. I was born in Dallas area, raised in California. Not by my choice. My parents took me out when I was 6
You had
months
to
old.
bring
Didn't
that.
ask me my opinion. All my life said I was going back to Texas. So met the ex. He was from Texas. Yeah. Only good thing that came out of him was got me here. So moved here 33 years ago. And I moved October 5th, 33 years ago, got here. That Thanksgiving weekend, we came out to Fredericksburg.
Okay.
Went to the Friday night Johnson City Christmas parade, then came to Fredericksburg. And I looked around, I said, I'm going to live here. This is where I'm going to live.
So that was before the wineries.
Way before, 33 years ago. So
It's still pasture.
I kept saying I'm going to move here, kept saying I'm going to move here. He had his 8 to 5 job, so it was like, man, we're not going anywhere.
Yep.
And so years later, I get a divorce, and this is where I came. That was in 2005.
Best thing you ever did?
Best thing I ever did. Well, marrying my husband.
No,
My husband now
Yeah,
is the best
right.
thing I ever did. The best
Russell,
move I ever
That's
made.
the best thing she ever did, Russell.
Yes. Wouldn't trade him for the world.
That's awesome. Russell's awesome.
So then moved here in 05 and started my business in 2010.
Wow, you've been open that long.
Yes, I used to be down the street where Texas Heritage Winery is.
You did?
Yes,
Right next to Truck Supply?
Yeah.
Oh, I did
that's
not
where I
know that.
started. I started in the little house. I was
Huh.
there for 6 months, and then the lease was up, so I had to rent the whole building. And I was nervous because it was like my rent was $600, and I was like, "Oh my gosh! Now I'm going to have to take on this rent. It's going to be $1,500." I was scared to death. So
Wow.
we started carrying furniture. Went big into the cowhide business. I carried 5 cowhides when I first started, right? And then so we go down, call my cowhide guy. My husband hangs 4 wagon wheels up on the ceiling, fill them up with cowhides, and that was the big thing. So did that, started carrying furniture, expanded, had a little bar in there for people to drink, and then closed that, moved my men's department. That's when I was carrying cinch, started carrying cinch. And then added boots and added everything under the sun. It was supposed to be an easy move in 2017. My lease was up. I was supposed to move here. Nice
Okay.
transition.
Not so much.
Oh, not even close. I don't even think they had broken ground by the time I was supposed to be moved in.
Wow.
So I had a wedding rental business out on Olive and Main. So I moved my temporary down there. I moved my wedding business out, moved my store there. And then we built a storage building, which is now my furniture building, and put all the big stuff there until October 5th of 2018. We moved it all here. I closed that, and then about 3 years ago, I reopened that as an outlet.
Right on. Okay. So
That's my story.
so this store has been since 2010. This store here has been since 2010.
I opened in this building in 2018, but
18,
the
gotcha,
store
okay.
I've owned since 2010. I
Gotcha.
started the business in 2010.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you were the only game in town.
Yes.
Or were you?
Yes. There was
I
a
guess I
store
didn't
called
realize that.
Lazy S Western Wear, and they were at the far end of town, the west side. And they don't publicize too much to help everybody on the west side of town. So
Mhm.
it was just, they wanted to do something else, so they closed.
Every day.
And that's how I started carrying cinch, because they were the cinch and Anderson Bean. So when they closed, I was able to pick up Anderson Bean, pick up cinch.
So you've been cinch for a while.
Just got their
Wow.
employee. So it was really good.
Right on. Right on. So
Yeah.
go back. Do you remember?
Oh, God.
Do you remember? And he was from Fredericksburg. Do you remember the name? The man by the name of Rhodey Walker.
Yes.
Remember Rhodey Walker? I used to model for him and his jackets
Oh
back
my
in
God.
the day. Yeah. How about that?
Wow.
We're gonna go back to that Aztec print.
Look
stuff.
at you.
Rhodey Walker.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Didn't know
yeah.
you had that
I
modeling
freaking love
career.
that brand. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, those are some badass jackets. Remember?
I remember him.
Yeah, he was from Fredericksburg.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. So, why Fredericksburg?
I don't know. I just liked it. It was a very
You didn't do
German
any like
town back then.
demographics and say all the people are here, or all the people in Fort Worth. Why not be here? I mean,
I always wanted to move here, and when I got divorced, I'm like, okay, there's my opportunity. We came out about twice a year, because I lived in the Houston area, and I came out and I was just like, no, this is where I'm going to move. So I did.
wow.
Yeah.
That's cool because I mean, that takes a lot to say. Okay, I like it here. There's nothing here. I don't know anything about the demographics. I don't know if anybody's going to come, but I'm going to put my store here.
Okay, so I moved here in 05.
That's pretty cool.
Moved here in 05. Russell, which is now my husband, was my best friend. And he moved out here from Arkansas after he got divorced. He moved out here. We were friends because I told him this is where he needed to move because this is a great place and everybody wanted to live here.
Wow.
I'm like, it's beautiful. You'll love it. This is where you need to move. So he came out, found a place. And then when I was going through my divorce, long story, but horrible story. I sold some of my cows.
Here.
While I was still married, I
story.
sold Russell some of my cows because
Are you in the cattle business too?
It's a devil.
Okay.
Yeah, devil.
All right.
So I sold him some of my cows, and he took care of them, did all that because I knew one day I'd buy him back. But it was just something to get him out of the pasture before my ex-husband took him to auction. And yeah, so he traveled all the time for his business. He was never there. So when I got divorced, I was trying to find somewhere to live. I had cows, horses, dogs, cats. Like, where am I going to go? I couldn't find an apartment complex that would let me keep my animals in there.
They kind of frown on that down, I guess.
Yeah.
Word on the street.
Yeah. I looked for a courtyard. I looked for all kinds of stuff, but it wasn't going to happen. So he said, why don't you just come out here? You could take care of the cows, take care of my dog. I'm gone all the time. So didn't know a soul. Packed up, took a couple months, packed up all my crap, my animals, moved out here. I was by myself. Oh, so I would just drive around and walk around downtown, and I'm like, okay, I want to open a store here. I always wanted to open a feed store. That was my dream for years.
I was going to say,
open a feed
did you
store.
have aspirations of a Western store? But no, it was a feed store.
It was a feed store.
Huh.
And I wanted to do a feed store with kind of like what Purina does now with all their feed stores.
Right.
It has some
Has
clothing, has some, feeds.
Little ranch.
Like
little
little ranch
supplies. Yeah.
So that's what I wanted. And then when I moved here, there were a lot of feed stores. So I thought, okay, that's not going to work. So I looked for a place, and I just never could bring myself to do it. And then when I first came out to where I was before, right down the street in that little house, the gentleman that had the big place next to us, he sold all the wagons, those covered wagons that used to be out there all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. So we became friends, and it was kind of my niche right there. I fit. So I rented that little house and gave it a go, and here I am.
That is
13 years later. I got to be doing something right.
Hey, if you saw this, if y'all haven't been here, if you have this, I'm telling you, it is top notch. It is absolutely. You did it right. You absolutely did it right. You did it right the first time.
Yes.
Right. So,
yes.
Oh, very cool.
It's a beautiful building. All the wood comes out of Tell City, Indiana. A mill in Tell City, Indiana.
Is that like Amish country? Or no?
No, it's. I'm geographically challenged, but I know there's a river there.
It didn't come out of Chicago.
No, there's this little river that goes there. But it's all red oak. It's old barn wood. And it's the same wood on the outside as it is the inside. It's just been skip planed to 2 different degrees. All the beams came out of Wisconsin.
This is my jam.
It's gorgeous. And
the bar. The bar is as gorgeous as the store. I mean, it's just, it all goes together.
Yeah. And we did most of the work ourselves.
You did?
Yeah.
Russell.
Mm-hmm.
Russell did a lot of it, didn't he?
And me?
Well, no, but I mean, you told me the bar was Russell.
Well, Russell decided to change this over. See, if you look behind me, there's an awesome bar back there. See it? Okay.
Boom. A saloon.
So, a good friend of mine, is a carpenter, and he did our bar backs. We gave him a picture. Russell found a picture online about this big, and he goes, "This is what I want." So I give it to Daniel, and Daniel makes it, and then he says, "Let's do a wine bar." So we do wine tasting. We're only a beer and wine license.
This is the wine country, in case you guys didn't know. Fredericksburg is the new Napa.
And
California.
our little slogan for over here, if you see our billboards, it says "Buck You." We're not cussing anybody out. We have a mechanical bull company, and it's called Buck You Mechanical Bull. So on all of our stuff, it says "Buck You."
Didn't know that. Did not know that.
We don't bring them out all the time, but it was our, I guess our slogan word, the one over at Yeehaw Ranch is everything to outfit you in your home with the Western flair. Here it's where beer bucks the wine country.
Oh, that's a cool freaking slogan.
So,
I love that. You gonna get t-shirts, maybe?
We probably will. We have Buck You t-shirts.
Right on.
And we have everything.
That's a good one there.
Yes.
That's a good. I love
And so we decided that we're only going to do beer and wine. Russ was like, "We're going to keep it simple. We're just going to do beer and wine." Yeah, that didn't work. So we met a wonderful gentleman that here in Texas that makes wine-based liquor. So it's only a 17% liquor, or 17%. They call it, I think, rum cheetah instead of rum. Schnappers instead of schnapps. Yeah, you have to try some. I know it's early. You have to try it. And our whiskey is called Wild Cock Whiskey.
What?
Yeah.
How did I know about
Yes.
that?
So that's a big seller because the name. So, yeah.
Oh, I think I just
But so we made.
found a new whiskey. Sorry, Pendleton. Okay.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. But
that's
ours
okay.
isn't
That's
real
okay.
whiskey. Ours is wine based. So, and it's all made here in Texas. So,
Huh. Wow.
So, yeah,
You
so
got
when
a
you
little
want that
niche. You got a
real
little
Texan
niche
kind of
going
thing,
here.
yes.
Right on.
So we will make everything. We have frozen margaritas. We have frozen peach margaritas. We have daiquiris. We have, I think we have 5 frozen machines over here. And then we have a whole total bar. He'll make an old fashioned. I know because I had to buy the little ice cube trays that are those big square things and the big round things. Yep.
Yeah, you're getting
So
educated.
we-
You're getting
yeah.
educated. You're getting
And I don't
educated.
even drink.
I know that's a funny
Yeah.
thing. You're getting educated. You
Yes.
don't even freaking drink.
And we have I think it's 12. I think 12 different beers on tap. So yeah.
Ma'am, you are in the bar business.
Yes.
You are in the business.
And most of our live music that we have is old style country, like true,
yes, traditional.
great dance
Right on.
music.
That's why you need to get Weldon Henson.
I'll have to check
Oh,
that out.
he's freaking, he's legit. Weldon?
Well, then look me up.
Yes.
Donna
I
at
just gave you a plug.
yeehawsaloon.com.
She's awesome. She's
And
awesome. I
so
think
it's fun.
I think you just answered the question on why are you different? How are you different than the traditional Cavenders, the traditional boot barn? I think you just pretty much said it. But how do you think?
we
How do
try
you think?
we try and stay unique and true. I've stayed true to myself.
That's awesome.
And we have everything from, if you look in the back, you'll see some longhorn mounts. We have horn mounts. We have every kind of mount. So it's everything for your home. And then it's in the middle of the store. So when you're trying to buy boots, you look up and there's a big old giant longhorn mount. Or we have antler chandeliers. And then we use everything to decorate our building that we sell. So,
Love that.
it's all,
So a lot of it is decor.
yes.
A lot of it is decor, but that decor is for sale.
Yes.
So and you just replace it.
Yep.
So, right?
And we have a wonderful, it's called the Brandelier. Let's see if we can see it. Duck. Let's see if they can see the Brandelier. Here it is.
Boom.
Right there.
Boom.
Right.
there.
Oh, there it
The
is.
corner.
So my husband makes those.
Killer. Russell makes those too.
Yes, and he even makes the brands that go on it. So it's
Russell
really cool.
did not realize you were that handy.
Oh,
dude.
he's very,
Hats
very
off.
handy. Very, very. He's very talented.
I got a good Russell story after that too.
Oh, okay. And then, but we carry Old Gringo, and I try and keep things that nobody else carries. So
Right.
I do my own ordering of from Old Gringo. Rock and roll, and I try and carry traditional as well as a little fashion. But I like traditional. I like a
Same.
classy. I like traditional. I'm not into the trying to
Retro?
be nice. No, not even. I like the retro.
Oh,
That's
okay.
how my name came about.
Okay.
Yeehaw Ranch. Because all my life growing up, I grew up in California. I was at the beach all the time, but I always wore snap shirts And
Pearl
with the little-
snap?
yes,
Pearl snaps
I always
on the
did.
beach?
And my mom was a seamstress as
Right
well
on.
as everything else she did. So my shirts were Hawaiian yokes, but they were cowboy shirts. Heck yeah! She made all. We had a rodeo that came into town, and we always got a new outfit that she made us. Yeah, so
Look at
I
you.
was always very yeehaw, and I grew up listening to all the old stuff. Eddie Arnold, Merle Haggard,
Bob
Marty
Wills,
Robbins,
Bob
Bob Wills, yeah, all that kind of stuff. But then, of course, I did the Led Zeppelin, all those.
So you had an edge to it, right? Traditional with an edge. Yeah, I got you. Right on.
But it's funny because I couldn't tell you who one of the more common popular new stuff are because that's not country to me.
It's not.
It's pop. I used to say pop with a hat, but they don't even wear a hat
No,
anymore.
they don't wear a hat. Nope.
It's like grunge.
Very, yeah. I'm gonna keep my tongue, but I don't want to, but I'm gonna keep my tongue.
And so, there's nothing against TikTok. Don't get me wrong. But if you look up Western wear, I did this the other day. I looked up Western wear on TikTok.
That face says it all. Said it all.
I was a bit surprised because there was hardly any clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not so much.
Yeah. So we do some of the trendy stuff, but you're always going to find in women's, the button-up shirts.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to find them in men's. I do also do the old style vintage, with the yoke, with embroidery.
Yes. Denim. Do you do any denims?
Yes.
Solid denims?
Mm-hmm. Got a lot of solid denims. Don't have any brush poppers, though.
Somebody's bringing them back.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you bring such a classic back? Look at, they're bringing Rockies.
No, they're not. That's a rumor. They're not bringing them back. But they have things that are made just like Rockies. I talked to my cinch rep, and she told me, no, they're not. Rockies gone. Whole bit.
I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Why they're not bringing it.
Okay, I'm going to tell you a story about Rockies.
Please do.
Okay, so I was
I was asking for a story.
I was a big Rockies fan. Had every color, every style, except I never owned the one that had the star on the butt. That just wasn't happening.
Did you have the flaps?
No, you know what? I did not have. Okay, I didn't have those either. I remember those. Okay, but I had all the other ones.
This is awesome.
And that's when you took them to the cleaners, and they get so heavy starched, you'd have to stick your arm up the leg, to pull them apart to get them out.
I still do that.
Okay, well,
I'm good starch.
So, this one young girl did some modeling for me. Skinny little tiny girl. She says, "Oh, I found some Rockies on eBay." I said, "Seriously, how much do they want for them?" Yeah. She said they wanted $80. I'm like, "Do modeling for me, and I'll bring you Rockies." Because I was up in when I moved, I put all these old clothes in a plastic container. They were in the dry cleaning bags, so they were still able to stand up by themselves. So she's tiny, cute little thing. She puts them on, and they fit her, and I just started crying. I'm like, oh my God, I was that tiny.
You went back. And
I was a 0 and a 00. Not that way anymore. But I was just like, oh my gosh. So I gave her like 5 or 6 pairs and a couple old pair of Wranglers and a pair of Cruel Girl from back then. So I was like, wow. And then the little girl that works for me now, again, a little tiny size 101 girl, she was saying that she wanted some Rockies. I said, hold on, I got another box up there. Let me go through it. So then I found the ones. Oh my gosh, my closet. Yeah. So I found the ones that were more of a, what were they called? The dress jean kind of slack thing kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so
almost like a Levi. Remember the old Levi dress?
Yes. Okay, so they had pleats and everything. But then I found a couple pair of denim ones, and they fit her, and they were the cutest thing. So when we had our grand opening for the bar, we had a urban cowboy theme. So she wore them, and I was just like, oh my gosh, how cute is that? So, yes. So I was all excited, and now Cinch does make some that look like Rockies, but they are not a boot cut anymore. They're a little bit
cruel,
but
they're
flare.
They're still Cruel Girl, right?
No, they are. They're Cinch.
Okay.
Cinch for women. And then Rock and Roll did a couple that were like that too. They did the stripes. I
don't understand why they don't bring it back. What a market. And I know us guys are wishing they brought them back. God's greatest creation. I will say that every day of my life. Sorry, it is.
They were, yeah.
So here's a funny story for you. So my daughters are 18 and 16. Obviously the furthest thing from back in the day, right? They go on eBay or some vintage store.
Uh-huh.
They bought like 6 pair of freaking
Oh my
Rockies.
gosh.
I'm like, wow.
How cute.
My daughter's just bought Rockies. I don't know how I should feel about
Yeah, I was
that.
gonna say,
Actually, I'm
you
still in
really
the.
like
I know
Rockies.
I'm still
You better
on
watch
the fence
it.
how
You better
how I
watch
feel
it.
about that. But it's just funny.
Yeah.
All that vintage stuff
Comes back.
Yeah, and it's bringing stupid
I know.
money.
We didn't even pay that when they were new.
No man.
Crazy.
No man.
Crazy. Yeah, because I don't know. I think at the time I only worked just to buy Rockies and Ropers.
Oh my god.
Rockies and Ropers.
Here
That's
we
what we
go.
wore.
We could literally spend hours talking about old school
Yes.
Western wear.
But you know that was the
And
good
trends.
old days, though.
It was.
It was.
It
And
was.
People had
100%.
morals. People had respect for others.
Yes,
Self-respect.
ma'am. Had a work ethic.
Yes. What is that?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. We talk.
You know, there was
We literally
even
talk
a
about that.
cowboy code, and that's even kind of
That's
gone.
unfortunate. Yeah, it's slipped
You know,
a bunch.
and it's sad because for years I've been saying they need to bring back Urban Cowboy movie,
Oh.
Urban Cowboy 2. You know, let Sissy and
Sissy and Bud.
have a
Bud.
grandkid. You know, to start it all over again. It won't be a Gillies. They can film it
And
here.
Uncle
It's
Bob.
awesome.
Bring back Uncle
There you
Bob,
go.
Barry Corbin.
But that would do so much for the industry.
Yeah.
But
Well-
people say, no, well, Yellowstone's done so much. But so many people don't like it because of the profanity and because of all that. It
Well,
does.
and it's going away. It's short-lived. I mean, yeah, Urban
And I can't
Cowboy
watch
was
the-
one and done,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
still,
It did so much for the Western
it did.
industry.
It did.
Oh my
I bring that
gosh.
up all the time.
Every mall had a little thing where you could learn the two-step. Every,
Yep.
there was a mechanical bull everywhere.
That's
you
where
turned.
everybody started. I mean,
Yes.
that's where
Yes.
people. Yeah, they may learn. They knew how to Western dance and two-step before that,
Mhm.
but that was where it set. Urban Cowboy set it off, and it went
Yes.
like that, right?
Yep.
And
And
everybody
that's-
remembers that.
Yeah.
Everybody remembers that.
Except the little young kids that work
Well-
for me. When I said we're having an Urban Cowboy theme, they're like, "What's that?" So I made them all watch the movie.
Did
I'm
you
like,
really?
"Yes,
That's
I
awesome.
did."
Well, good
Chelsea
for
still
you.
hasn't watched it.
Good for you.
Yes, it's a great movie. I have it. I bought it on Amazon.
I've had it forever.
Yep.
I still go back and watch it.
I have it on a VHS.
Yep.
I have it on a DVD, but then I bought it on Amazon Prime so I can play it because we played it during the grand opening. We played it on the big
Did
screen
you
TVs.
really?
Yes, we did. Yes.
That's awesome.
It was fun. We had the mechanical bull over in our staircase. If you notice, there's Sissy standing there. I could
Holy
not
crap,
find one
I
of
didn't
those
even know that.
cardboard
Didn't see it.
blow-ups.
Didn't even see that.
So I found a picture online, took it to my printer, and had him do a full-size cutout of Sissy.
That's
Cardboard
awesome.
cutout. Yeah.
Okay.
So Sissy was at the party. And then my posters, I used the traditional Urban Cowboy poster where he's
Yeah.
leaning on the bar.
Yeah.
So I sent it
old
to the news.
Travolta.
Yes.
That was the stance.
Oh, yes. So I sent it to the newspaper,
Leading up
wanted
against
them
the
to
bar.
print the ad. They told me they couldn't print it because it's a copyrighted photo.
Oh, that's right, huh?
So I said, okay, if I
So
make
did
any
you-
changes, will you do it? And they said, yes. So I had the perfect picture of Russell, aimed the same way.
Russell
So I
was
got
Travolta?
Photoshop. Yep, I cut his face out. I stuck it on it, and then I posted it after. If you look on our Facebook, it said, "John won't be here, but Russell will
But
be here to
Russell will be-
sign autographs."
Gosh.
It's a great picture. He's like, "What did you do to me?" Yep. So he
Sign
got
her
to be-
autographs.
It was fun. It was a
Sign
lot of
autographs.
fun. We had a big day. But I did have some wonderful vendors. Oh, Gringo gave away boots. Lane Boots gave me two pair of boots two pair of boots to give away. Old West gave me 6 pair of boots, 2 women, 2 kids, and 2 men's to give away. Rock and Roll Jeans gave me a certificate, 10 certificates for a pair of jeans to give away. Cinch gave us awesome highball glasses. I think there were 3 cases of sets of 4. I had some wonderful. Sarah Telly gave away a hat. We did some Buck You on the back of straw hats, gave those away as prizes.
That's awesome.
We gave away t-shirts, koozies. But I did have a lot of great vendors that participated with me.
Way
And
cool.
so we were able to do all that. So it was fun. And who knows what we'll do next. We always have something going on.
You gonna do Russell in a Yellowstone get up this time?
No, I kind of let that one go. I liked the first season. The second season
I might have
was
to bring
better.
that up to him. I might have to bring that up to him.
Yeah, I just didn't jump on that bandwagon too
Yeah.
much. It's okay. It's okay. I got tired.
Yeah, we can probably talk a little bit
Oh, yeah.
about it.
I got
but we
tired of
won't.
him promoting his own self
Yeah.
and all that. And
Yeah,
nothing against him. Sorry, it's
No,
just
no,
it's not. I
nope.
didn't turn it on to.
He's done a great thing for the industry,
Yes.
bringing awareness.
Yes.
And we talk about that all the time. And it probably hasn't been that much awareness since Urban Cowboy, actually. I mean, there was
Right.
a big,
There's
there was
a
a big
few little
lapse. There
things
was a
in
big,
there. Yes,
there
there's
was a big
been a
lapse.
few different shows. Like what was the one? It's on Netflix, but it was on regular TV. That he was a lawman kind of guy, and it was okay. I mean, it brought some stuff, but it wasn't.
Is it Longmire?
That's it. That's
Longmire?
it. So that was
Yeah.
a big thing. Excuse
Yeah.
me, I'm going to take a drink
Yeah.
of my
Yeah, you're
non-alcoholic orange Fanta.
There's no Pendleton in there, I promise. So I've got to. Russell is her husband.
Great guy.
Incredible man. So I think it was the first time Vanessa and I came in, first or second time, and Vanessa was trying on clothes, and you're over helping her, and Russell came over to me, and he kind of looked at me. He's like, "You know who you remind me and look like?" And I'm like, I just like, oh boy, this will be a good one because I've heard a lot of them. He's like, I could swear you're Marty Robbins. I'm like, what? I said, Russell, that's a first. And I said, I don't have the white sport coat on. I said, I'm not singing El Paso. I said, he's like, I'm telling you, you look like a young Marty Robbins. I'm
Isn't
like,
that funny?
wow. That was
You do
that
know
was-
it's the eyes.
See,
it's
I
the
don't
eyes.
get it. I don't get it. But
Yes, it's the eyes.
what a great compliment, because what a
Yes.
great man, great
Oh, he was
entertainer.
Wonderful,
Oh.
wonderful.
Still love his music.
Yes.
Still loves music.
That's
know
what I
you do
grew
too.
up on.
I know.
My dad could tell you a story about when we lived in California. He had a tire store, and Marty Robbins' manager came in to have his car worked on all the time.
Mhm.
And he says, "Hey, I got a guy, a musician coming in, and he likes to play poker. Can you take him to go play poker?" My dad liked to go play poker at the bicycle club and all that. So he shows up, and it's Marty Robbins.
Get out.
So
Really?
he got to take Marty
Freaking
Robbins to go
cool
play
is that?
poker. So he calls my mom, because back then you only had house phones and pay phones. So he
Yeah.
calls and he tells my mom, set an extra seat at the table. Now I'm the youngest of 5 girls, so our house was a mess, a mess. And he said, my mom said, "Why?" He says, "I'm bringing Marty Robbins home," because he came in to play at the Roxy, I think, in L.A. And my mom's like, "You are not bringing him home into this house. You go out with him." So
Really?
no, but then they got front row tickets. It was like a dinner theater kind of thing. So they had a table right up front and had dinner and everything right for Marty Robbins.
Wow. This wasn't in Bakersfield, was it?
No, it was in L.A.
Oh, in LA.
Mhm.
Right on.
I think it was in Hollywood where they played. But yes, so because my dad had
Wow.
Hollywood Tire.
How freaking cool.
Yeah,
I would-
so he was thrilled.
honestly, I would have loved to. I'd love to meet him. I mean, I've loved his music, and I just think
Happy
he was
guy.
a freaking cool
He was
guy.
always. I think we have an interview, VHS again, one of those interview things that we did with him, and he was just a happy guy.
That's
happy.
awesome.
Yeah, so it was fun.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that song? It's one of my favorite of his. Remember that song, "Doggone Cowboys"? You remember that one?
No.
Oh,
How do I not know that one?
I don't know, but you need to. That's my favorite.
I'm gonna have to Google
played
it.
it. I've been played it on some of our reels and stuff for the podcast.
Mhm.
No, you got to listen to it. I think it's his best.
Okay.
Yes, I can't believe you
I've
don't know
never
it.
heard
Doggone
that.
Cowboys.
I think I have
Oh,
every
you'd be-
CD that he ever made.
You'd be like, oh my gosh, that is
Okay.
straight up Cowboys.
Excuse me, I'm going to put it in my phone. I'm not being rude.
If you're like me, if you don't write it down or put it in
Oh,
there,
yeah, that's
it's
me. That's
gone.
why I'm doing it right now.
It's gone. It's
Doggone
gone.
Cowboy.
Doggone Cowboys, yeah. Oh, you're gonna love it.
Maybe I
You can be
know
jamming
it
to it
and I've
every-
heard
yeah,
it, but okay.
And then you're gonna be like, oh, Jimmy told me about that.
Okay, there it is right there. Oh, and it even knows.
See?
No, I'm going to walk. Okay.
Oh, it's
Okay, I'll set that
legit.
down for now.
No,
Okay.
it's legit.
Okay.
All right, so we came up with a question for all our guests, and it's an industry. No, it's not. It's not bad. I know you're thinking. So it's, what would you do if you could change one thing in our Western industry? So change one thing in the industry to keep it Western.
Mm-hmm.
What would that be? One thing that you may not like, that you wished either brought it back or you could change it to keep it.
I just
Keep
wish
it
they
cowboy,
would
keep it
do I wish they would advertise more for traditional look.
Okay.
Not, I don't mean this bad. Don't get me wrong.
No,
but
because you're in the business.
something that's not so hoochie mama. You know, just saying.
Hoochie mama.
Just keep it more.
And you think I've said a lot of shit on this show? No. Nope. I haven't said hoochie mama. I haven't said hoochie
I'm
mama.
so trying to be politically correct, and that is not
No, I
me.
know. I know you. It's cracking me up though.
Oh, yeah, because I am not politically correct. That's what my husband's for. That's not me.
We both kept it pretty clean.
Yes,
'Cause
we have.
both
Yes, we have.
we both go left pretty often.
Oh gosh, yes, way left. Hard to find our way back sometimes.
Hoochie mama, yeah.
But just something that kept the integrity, I guess.
Right.
Well,
you said it. Traditional.
Yes, I love
traditional is probably not hoochie mama. Maybe.
Right. But when they wear those little
skimpy
very
and
skimpy,
very
where they're
little
falling
material
out of, and if you look back, all the old Western women,
yes,
they wore, traditional, either something classy, a skirt, or if they wore jeans, they
How far
wore
are we
a
going back?
blouse.
We're going back 1800s?
No, we're not.
Okay, all right. I was because I'm going.
No,
Okay,
and it's funny because
fully dressed.
I think
No.
the first really popular woman that got out of the Western wear was Reba.
I was just thinking that actually.
She did the
That's
whole
probably-
cowboy thing.
No, Tanya Tucker. Tanya.
Okay, well
out
then
of-
now we're going
out of it.
Hoochie Mama.
Yeah. No, but okay. So you're saying
would wear
Reba would.
t-shirts, she would wear that.
Well, Reba grew
went
up. She's a
to-
barrel. She grew up.
So she
straight
always
up.
wore traditional. She always wore the cowgirl kind of stuff.
Yeah, true.
And then went into evening gowns, and she would change 4 different. That became her signature
mantra.
thing,
The
where
mantra.
she would change into 5 different evening gowns, and it no longer was traditional, where people would go to the concert and see what she was wearing and go, "Oh my God, I got to have that."
I know what you mean.
And because now, Beth doesn't wears a jacket and everybody wants it.
Yeah.
And
I still wish they were Rocky. I wish.
you know what you got to do? You got to have your daughters walking in the back.
No,
and
don't do
then
that.
people would.
All right, so now I don't like the Rockies for my daughters.
Okay, there we go.
Just
There we
stamp
go.
that on me right now.
But no, I just wish, it's like even if you go to a concert, the guys don't wear anything traditional. They wear
A few
ripped
of us.
jeans.
Few of
No,
us.
but that are
Very
up
few.
performing.
No. Oh,
all the
no.
new country and things. It's not country.
We just had this conversation.
Yes. So nothing is, it died with George Strait.
Cody Johnson's bringing it back.
Oh, is he?
Cody Johnson
Okay.
is the next thing to George Strait. I just had this conversation with another buddy of mine that's a Nashville artist, and I said the same. I said, you know what? The only reason I watch those award shows is for Cody Johnson, because Cody Johnson is cowboy. Cody Johnson is trying to bring back that George Strait cowboy look.
Well, I hope he succeeds.
And there's another young kid out of Wyoming, Ian Munzik, is
Okay, I've
bringing
heard of it.
he's
Okay.
bringing cowboy. He's bringing Western music back to this. So
See, I
there's
love
a couple.
Western music.
So do I. So do I.
I love Western music.
So
Have
do
you
I.
ever seen Kristen Harris?
No.
Look her up.
No.
Great little girl. She is won so much. I think she's now 25, because I think I met her when she was 19. But she yodels. She does true Western music,
Western,
and
right
she
on.
does all of the Western shows
Kristen
with
Harris.
with a fiddle player named Haley Santos. They're both about the same age. Wonderfully,
Female fiddle player.
Yes,
Got my vote.
wonderful.
Got my vote.
Very, very talented. Both of them have won many awards. They play all over. I've had her play a couple times for me for parties, and she's just full of energy. Full of energy. Great. You got to look her up. Kristen
Yeah,
Harris,
I
and it's
will.
K-R. I think it's ISTYN or something like that. But yeah, she's out of the Dallas area.
Huh.
Yeah.
I will look her up because I love that's I love that. I love yodel.
Cute little blonde. She was funny a couple years ago.
Don't ask me to yodel either.
She met some people
Probably not a good
in
idea.
Idaho, got into the cattle business.
Really?
Yeah, so she's done
Appreciate that.
Yeah, she's done all kind of things. She's just an amazing. Got married 2 years ago, so great husband supports her, not financially, supports her dreams
Well,
and helps her with music.
You're pretty much in the music business now with this saloon, bringing people in, right? So now you're gonna have to get a little more versed in
I know.
in entertainment.
I did find somebody, I can't think of who it is now, but I think they're going to play her in September. That's a little younger than.
And you can't let that out of the bag.
I don't know who it is.
Wow. Well, if you're an up and coming young artist,
Yes.
more Western than country, you need to talk
Or
to
even
this
country and keep it country.
Yeah, right on.
Not pop.
Right on,
And
right on.
not. Yeah.
This is a great venue. Anybody that's in music right now, I would want to play here. It's that cool.
It sounds great in here. The acoustics are
the acoustics?
wonderful in here. We move the tables out of the way. They play in this whole corner back here. They dance. It's wonderful. A lot of fun.
So, once again, if you're in Fredericksburg, Yeehaw Ranch, can't miss it. It sticks out. Now they got a bar, they got a saloon with it. If you ain't been, got to go. I know I say that a lot, but you got to go.
Got to try us.
You do. So today's show sponsored by these guys, Ranch Texas, ranchtexas.com. Look us up, Farm and Ranch Real Estate. And I will say this, I'm going to reach out to anybody that's in Farm and Ranch Real Estate from other brokerages. If y'all really want a great opportunity with a great brokerage like EXP, you need to reach out. Let's have a chat, open mind, because there's a lot of opportunities in EXP. So see me, see my wife, Vanessa.
She's wonderful. She's
Yeah,
wonderful.
She might be a little partial. And my other great sponsors, Rodeo Rigs out of Montana, Laredo Conversions out of Fort Worth, the Cowboy Ranch, which is that great rodeo clinic, youth clinic scholarship fund. Also the Beaver Box. You might want to check into the Beaver Box.
What is the Beaver Box?
The Beaver Box hat boxes. They are freaking cool. I should have brought mine today. So it's a
Wow.
custom hat box.
Okay.
Killer.
Really?
Yeah, I'll show you pictures
Okay.
of mine. The Beaver Box, and then him Western Wear, really doing a great job on those cool sport coats that I know you haven't seen yet, but they're coming. So stay tuned. So I want to thank you once again.
Oh, thank
You
you.
have been freaking awesome. And I can't tell you how cool this store is, guys. You got to come see this woman. It's a great experience. Not only does you get great product, great experience, and now you can have a little cocktail while you're
There
here.
you go.
So,
Shop and drink.
yes.
And you could buy this beautiful piece.
Oh my gosh.
Look
Here,
at this.
here
Is
she
this not
goes.
gorgeous?
She's selling. That's awesome.
Oh, thank you very much for joining us.
Oh my gosh. You guys have been awesome. We're going to call it a day. Always remember, let her buck and keep it Western. We'll see y'all next week.